I think we're looking again at a lost technology, and it was this ancient apocalypse 12,800 years ago that wiped that from the human memory banks. Egypt holds its fair share of secret civilizations that have impressed us with how futuristic they are. Graham Hancock has dedicated his life to understanding the web of progressive civilizations in history, even at the expense of scientists who push back on it. He believes these civilizations were more advanced and prosperous than we expected, and pyramids were not just built by aliens. What are the new discoveries showing us about past civilizations' technological prowess? Which Egyptian civilization has Hancock helped uncover, and why is it getting pushed back? Join us in this video as we uncover the truth behind this ancient civilization that has been unearthed from the sands of Egypt. Graham Hancock is a renowned archaeologist who is making serious strides in the world of archaeology and history. Graham believes there was greater sophistication in ancient civilizations than we know. He posed a most interesting theory. He believed that there was a past global civilization that enabled cross-continental contact. Graham Hancock believes that knowledge was exchanged across continents. Ours is a species that has forgotten its roots. Our present civilization is not the first to be globally connected. Over time, as man evolved, we became a species that was more connected. The difference between then and now is that the modes of transportation have become so advanced that it takes only a couple of hours to move from one continent to another. But many times scientists find it difficult to believe that there were great civilizations that had extraordinary societies. Often you'll find scientists explaining that aliens were behind any new discoveries we couldn't understand. Graham Hancock believes this outlook to be false and often clashes with the scientific community on the events of the past. Recently, he asserted that a remote civilization that was lost to time once flourished in the past. About 12,500 years ago, there was a sudden drop in global temperatures when the world was recovering from the ice age. This was due to rapid changes in the Earth's climate. This monumental event impacted every creature that lived on the planet. The survivors of the Ice Age spread across the globe, giving birth to the next generation of humans. Knowledge was passed from the survivors on to their offspring. The Ice Age is mostly thought to be caused by natural cycles that occur rarely in our young planet's calendar. However, some scientists are of the view that the Ice Age was a result of a massive extraterrestrial collision. Graham's theories about lost civilizations are so popular that it is featured in a Netflix show hosted by the archaeologist. Each episode of this 8-part series speaks about a new wondrous find in many exotic places of the world. From Egypt to Peru to Indonesia, Graham takes us on an incredible journey with him as he exposes remnants of ancient civilizations, from the old cities buried in the sands of Egypt to the Göbekli Tepe found in Turkey. There has never been a bigger connection between the present and the past. The series' 5th episode is the hallmark of Hancock's theories on ancient civilization. The episode titled Legacy of the Sages talks about the mysterious site found in Turkey. The Göbekli Tepe is known to be thousands of years older than any other megalithic structure worldwide. Many of Hancock's thoughts on the matter have been found to be true. Indeed, advanced civilizations have been lost throughout history, and we may never be able to understand how they came to be so ahead of their time. Another example of this is the Harappan civilization that once inhabited the Indus Valley. The Harappan civilization is one that was well documented. They also made some futuristic strides, as they had impressive records of indoor plumbing and a good sewage system. They also had large public buildings which have been found to be true. Indeed, advanced civilizations have been lost throughout history, and we may never be able to understand how they came to be so ahead of their time. Another example of this is the Harappan civilization that once inhabited the Indus Valley. The Harappan civilization is one that was well documented. They also made some futuristic strides, as they had impressive records of indoor plumbing and a good sewage system. They also had large public buildings which could be likened to town halls or maybe Senate buildings. Despite the obvious advancements of the city, the reason for its abandonment remains unclear to this day. It is quite unfortunate that sometimes these ancient civilizations we find often leave us with more questions than answers. The Teep left us with the question of why it was abandoned. Other times, however, these cities give us answers to questions we had yet to ask. Zahi Hawass, an Egyptologist, and a team of archaeologists also found a city that gave such a glimpse into the past. Their research unearthed an industrial-sized royal metropolis in a site just north of modern-day Luxor. This 340-year-old site held the secrets to one of ancient Egypt's most prosperous eras. They unearthed the site of a large city in good condition of preservation, with almost complete walls and rooms filled with everyday life tools. After that, several neighborhoods have also been uncovered, including an administrative district, a bakery, and a residential area. The discovery of this entire city lost to the sands of Egypt is being hailed as one of the most prominent archaeological finds since Tutankhamun's tomb. Referring to this professor of Egyptology at Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, U.S., Betsy Bryan, said that the discovery of this lost city is the second most important archaeological discovery since the tomb of Tutankhamun. She added that the city would offer us a rare glimpse into the life of the ancient Egyptians when the empire was at its wealthiest. Reports have it that the dig revealed several valuable archaeological finds, such as colored pottery, jewelry, mud bricks bearing seals of Amenhotep III, scarabs, and beetle amulets. The team began the excavation on the west bank of Luxor, near the Valley of the Kings, which is around 500 kilometers south of the capital, Cairo. Within weeks, they discovered formations of mud bricks that appeared in all directions. Hieroglyphic inscriptions were found on clay caps of wine vessels at the site. These artifacts date the city to the reign of the 18th dynasty pharaoh Amenhotep III between 1386 to 1353 BCE. Amenhotep's reign was a peaceful one, marked by an especially prosperous era. At the time, Egypt was at the peak of its international power. Aside from the bakery and administrative area, they also discovered a mud bricks production area. One excavated area contained the skeleton of a cow or bull. Eerily, a human skeleton was found in an odd position, arms stretching down against its side with the remains of a rope around its knees. We understand, however, that ancient Egyptians' customs involved many sacrifices. This may have involved human sacrifices. Moreover, the team found a vessel holding roughly 2 gallons of what was once dried or boiled meat, inscribed with year 37. On the vessel were some inscriptions. The inscriptions, after translation, revealed the names of 2 of the city's inhabitants. The translated inscription, Dr. Hawass, reads, "Dressed meat for the third Heb. Said festival from the slaughterhouse of the stockyard of Ka, made by the butcher Lewis." This text translation allows us to glimpse into the lives of 2 Individuals from the past: Louis the Butcher and the individual who made the order. Despite all the hardships it tells of their near idyllic life in earlier days, human connections were more real. Ruins dug up from the remnants of ancient civilizations tell us a lot about our history. Our evolution and secrets lay buried in scrolls underneath the ground. When they are not found in buried scrolls, they are dug up from the ancient clay tablets. Our Mesopotamian and Babylonian ancestors favored Mesopotamia. The oldest known civilization holds many of these secrets, further confirming the work and assertions of Graham Hancock. As the birthplace of civilization, it comes as no surprise when archaeologists dug up tablets that contained information far ahead of time. An archaeological site at Gursu in modern-day south-central Iraq, a major city in the ancient Mesopotamian civilization of Sumer, has been unearthed, revealing a palace and a temple that date back over 4,000 years. Gursu was a city, and Sumer the oldest civilization of ancient Mesopotamia. Scientists have made numerous archaeological discoveries there since the late 19th century. Unfortunately, much of the early excavation was done poorly and damaged the site. Also, decades of artifact hunters have inflicted harm on the site, searching for pieces to sell on the black market. Nevertheless, many discoveries have been made in Gursu over the past century. It's not like a few bandits can stop determined scientists from looking into the past. One famous example is the Stele of the Vultures, a monument of several stone slabs depicting a martial scene. The excavation efforts after the Gursu project uncovered a mud brick built palace, what is thought to be the primary abode of Ningirsu, the namesake of the city of Gursu, and the city's tutelary deity was also unearthed. Additionally, over 200 cuneiform logo syllabic script tablets that kept administrative records were found. Another excavation by a French archaeological mission in Iraq shows us more about hulking Mesopotamia and its neighbors. For example, in Iraqi Kurdistan, excavations have revealed an ancient city on the side of Kunara towards the end of the 3rd millennium BC. This city stood in the heart of an unknown kingdom, that of the mountain people, who had until then remained in the shadow of